It is about time that we exposed the Biden conspiracy. If you watched Timcast IRL, you saw us talk about this a little bit. The Biden conspiracy. I love this stuff because it's just so silly. Basically, you have these old posts where they compare images of Biden a long time ago to images of Biden now. And they're like, he's different. Look at this. The C-SPAN tweet says he's a different guy. He looks different than he used to. And then you have this tweet from Trump where he says, smiled when he called Swamp Man Joe Biden a low IQ individual and worse. So the theory is this is a different guy. It's not Joe Biden. They swapped him out for some reason that, I'm sorry, just like makes no sense. I got news for everybody. We're going to have to slow down there on this conspiracy theory and debunk it. Now, what does debunking truly mean? Does it mean we know for 100% that something is not true? No, it just means that, my friends, it's simple. Joe Biden got a whole bunch of nasty ass plastic surgery and looks goofy. And that's it. You can explain it all. There's people saying that like his ear is now connected. Yeah. What were they calling it? That happens when you get a bad facelift and they peel your skin back. All right. Here's the story from the Daily Mail. Plastic surgeon claims Joe Biden has spent $100,000 on wrinkle filler, teeth whitening, and hair transplants. He's not wrong. I saw this image and I was like, oh, it's the Biden conspiracy again. Oh, wait. How to build a president. I just love this stuff. Hair filled in, Botox to fix the lines, skin pulled back for facelift, reduced lower eyelids. Jeez, eye bags removed. It's just so awful. There you go. Look at this. Good, different guy, huh? His nose looks mostly the same, but he maybe even got a nose job. The surgeon, who has never met or treated Mr. Biden, said if the president had undergone these procedures, he would have spent about six figures in today's rates on facial rejuvenation. Dr. Modiki has nearly 200,000 followers on Instagram, giving him considerable reach. The president is not the first public figure he has weighed in on. The surgeon has speculated on many celebrities' alleged cosmetic tweaks, including the reggaeton star Bad Bunny, had his jaw surgically enhanced. Musician Adam Levine and actor Donald Glover had secret hair transplants, and actress Emily Blunt either had fillers or fat grafting done to make her face appear fuller and more heart-shaped. Huh. I'm sorry, man. I've never understood this. I just don't care. And, maybe to my own disadvantage, I suppose, if I got a bunch of plastic surgery done, maybe I'd get more views, but I literally don't care. I got like a blemish on my face. My teeth are crooked. I have no hair. To be fair, though, guys, if you look at like when I was in that show, 1,000 Ways to Die, and my old skate videos, I always wore the beanie. It's just like a fashion thing. I don't know. And now it's part of the brand. It is what it is. But I would never consider getting any kind of like cosmetic surgery. I don't understand what people do. No matter who you are, I just don't get it. It's weird to me. Whatever. Joe Biden clearly got a ton of plastic surgery. That's it. That explains the Biden thing. They're like, he looks so different. Yeah, the dude got a bunch of crazy plastic surgery. Look at this. Look how nasty he looks. He's an old man. But I ain't got no beef with people looking old and being old. In fact, I think people who age and naturally look old look better than people who get plastic surgery. But there's your reality there. Biden is just Joe Biden after a ton of plastic surgery. Look at this. Is Biden addicted to plastic surgery? Addicted. I love that. At this point, I doubt the dude is actually getting a bunch of plastic surgery. But I think this guy's completely right about him having gotten it. He says, he has the same look to the upper brow and upper eyes where there's an unnatural appearance to the lines. If you look at his brow line on the side, normally they would come like this and come down slightly, but on him we see they're turned up and going this way, and drew an invisible line with his finger from the corner of his eye past his temple. Dr. Am I pronouncing it right? Modiki? Then highlighted a black and white photo of a young Biden taken between 30 to 50 years old next to a recent photo, both close-ups of his left cheek to show taut, smooth skin from the corner of his mouth to his ear, where it looks like at some point he had a facelift. It's just so nasty. All of it. I just say no to all of it. He added that throughout the years, Mr. Biden has probably done touch-ups with Botox and fillers, but overall, I think he had a significant amount of plastic surgery throughout the year. I love that meme where it's like, imagine going back 30 years and telling people that at one point, Roseanne would be more attractive than Madonna. And it's funny because Madonna got a bunch of crazy plastic surgery, which makes her look weird and shocking to the average person. And Roseanne just looks to have aged normally and gracefully. So she appears to be an older woman. And there's this thing about it. Maybe prettier or more attractive. I don't know what the right word is. Looks better. I would not say that, like, in my view, I find elderly people attractive. Sorry, I just don't. I'm attracted to people closer to my own age, as most people are. But it is fair to say you can look at a person and say they are ugly or not. And that's entirely the point. Madonna looks off-putting. I'm trying to be very nice. The surgery does not play well. She is weird looking and it is off-putting. And I mean that not to be mean, but come on, man. You're in your 60s. You don't get that crazy surgery. And Roseanne looks like a normal woman. So she looks substantially better. Sorry, that's just the truth. Joe Biden, he looks goofy. He's always looked goofy. Everybody knows he looks goofy. It is what it is. This guy getting all that plastic surgery. Last month, Republican Congressman Greg Murphy from North Carolina said Mr. Biden had undergone so much plastic surgery and has so much filler. 4 years ago, several plastic surgeons insisted the president spruced himself up with cosmetic procedures before launching his 2020 campaign. Do you know why Joe Biden was calling a lid and campaigning from the basement? I'd say it's a combination of things. One, the dude's tired. He also probably got a bunch of plastic surgery, and so he just would stay in while recovering. Not to mention all sorts of rejuvenation stuff, which is just so creepy. There was that photo where he had the IV marks on his hand. I'm willing to bet Joe Biden gets NAD. NAD boost, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, IV drip. You may have heard Joe Rogan talk about it. Look, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he was doing all sorts of crazy rejuvenation stuff and on a whole bunch of uppers, as well as getting plastic surgery. The dude needs to retire. Then, of course, we can talk about Mitch McConnell and his brain shattering. We got too many old people in politics, right? I suppose I could just talk about this because it kind of brings up the same point. This was brutal. You guys saw the video where Mitch McConnell just freezes up. I want to highlight something in this, and we'll just talk about
2010.
Did it?
2012.
Oh, come on. Go back. There we go.
Okay.
Look at this. You see him gripping the side of the podium as he sways back and forth. He's not speaking. They're coming up to him and they're like, did you hear the question? He's like, yes. And then he just doesn't say anything. Look, man, between Biden needing to get all this crazy surgery, between Mitch McConnell having micro seizures or whatever it is people want to call them, we got way too many old people in political office. And I don't know what the answer is because they're desperately clinging to power like some kind of, barnacle latched to the bottom of the ship of this country. And we're trying to scrape them off, but they won't go away. To be fair, it's partly our fault because we keep voting for these people. Now, by all means, criticize Donald Trump, call him old. He is. And I'd prefer somebody else. This is one of the reasons why I was supporting DeSantis a year ago. But man, DeSantis' campaign is really, fallen. And where we're at right now is people just keep voting for everybody. To be fair, Donald Trump is a bit more spry than Joe Biden. And there's a video of him playing golf and he throws a ball in the air and catches it. And it's like, for a portly fellow like him who eats lots of McDonald's, he seems to be doing a lot better than Joe Biden and a bunch of these other guys. Mitch McConnell. Granted, McConnell's got 10 years on. Actually, no, he's 81. Really? McConnell's 80? Trump's almost 80. Compare Mitch McConnell to Trump and it's kind of nuts. I don't know what Trump is doing, but Trump seems to be, despite not being in good shape, in better shape than many of these other guys. Look, even Joe Biden falling up the stairs several times. It's just weird. I don't know, man. A lot of people have talked about upper age limits for Congress, and perhaps that's the answer. But then what? You get a Ron Paul, and maybe it's 80. We had Ron Paul on Timcast IRL several months ago, and it was an honor and a privilege. But to be fair, Ron is clearly not where he used to be. He has a harder time hearing. He's a lot older. And so it is what it is. People get old. It would have been awesome to have sat down with Dr. Paul when he was in his prime, or even at least into his 50s or so. But he's an older fellow now, and so I can recognize that even though I would love to have Ron Paul in office forever, sometimes people get too old. We're fortunate enough that there is a progeny of Ron Paul in Rand Paul, who does a great job as well. We're big fans, questioning Fauci and all the things he's done. But I don't know, man. Maybe what we're seeing is we need the age limits or something. Whatever. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all then.